So Samsung just launched the Galaxy S25 lineup, and I think a lot of people are going to be interested in the Galaxy S25 and the 25 Plus, being more affordable flagship phones that still give you all the best specs, but are not $1,300. Now, even though these two phones seem like the only difference is the size, there are actually quite a few other differences that I want to talk about in this video. So I had some time hands-on with both these phones, and in many ways they are familiar. They look a lot like the S24 and the 24 Plus, with the exception of a couple things I'll talk about in this video, as well as a lot of features that I mentioned in my initial reviews of those. But diving into what the differences actually are. The difference is not just the size. Even though the size is a difference, you're looking at 6.2 inches versus 6.7-inch displays, you have some other differences. For example, ultra-wideband is a feature that only exists on the S25 Plus. That means that if you want to get a Galaxy SmartTag Plus, like this one right here, and you want precision finding, being able to point your phone and find out exactly where it is, the Galaxy S25 Plus is able to do that, and the Galaxy S25 is not. In the past, we saw some differences with like 5G or Wi-Fi or different things like that. Fortunately, those specs are all similar on both of these phones. However, along with the difference in sizes on the displays, the resolution is also different. So the base model, the S25, has Full HD+, so basically a 1080p display, and the S25 Plus has a Quad HD Plus display, meaning basically the same display you're getting on the S25 Ultra, but slightly smaller, so even better pixel density there. So if you want a better resolution display, the 25 Plus does offer that. In addition, it actually has what's called the Pro Scaler on there, so if you're watching content that is only 1080p or 720p or even lower, it's going to automatically scale that up to Quad HD to look better, ideally, on this display. Of course, the battery life is going to be different on these as well. They are both running the same processor, the Snapdragon 8 Elite, so we would expect similar performance on both of them, but you have a 4,900 mAh battery on the Plus and just 4,000 mAh on the base model. Now, even though the display is a little bit smaller, I would expect significantly better battery life, given almost like a 20-25% larger battery on the Plus, so I think you'd be expecting slightly better battery life there. And one factor that everybody is going to be looking at is, of course, the price. You're looking at $799 versus $999, but that $200 difference is somewhat also justified by a higher base level in the storage on both of these phones. So the starting storage on the S25, so if you're paying $799 for that phone, is 128 gigabytes, and the most you can get is only 256, whereas the S25 Plus starts at 256 gigabytes of storage and goes up to 512 gigs of storage. So if you want more storage, you pretty much have to get the S25 Plus. There is no expandable storage on these, no SD card slot. We haven't had that in quite a few years. But other than that, these have exactly the same cameras, exactly the same features, exactly the same specs on the inside in terms of RAM. They both start at 12 gigs of RAM. They both have the same, pretty much everything else about them is going to be identical, but I will make a full comparison between the entire lineup, meaning both of these and the S25 Ultra. Once I have all of them in the studio and I can really do an in-depth camera test, I can really do a comparison of the battery life and everything else. So if you want to see that full video, get subscribed. That'll be coming out very soon. And of course, if you want to order any one of these, I'll have affiliate links down in the description below. So feel free to check those out for the best deals. Samsung runs promotions where they might give you trade-in credits, they might give you memory upgrades, they might give you some credit to use towards like Galaxy Buds or something like that. And sometimes they have student discounts as well. So I'll have those links in the description, and I'll see you in my other S25 videos.